Good evening and thank you for coming. My name is Constable Phil Gavin. I'm one of the media relations personnel here with the Niagara Regional Police Service. As you're aware from the media release that went out earlier this evening, this news conference will address today's developments involving the Special Investigations Unit as it relates to the officer-involved shooting that occurred in Pelham on November 29, 2018. Following the Speaker's statement, there will be a brief question period. I'd just like to remind everyone to please put your phones on silent or vibrate. Our speaker today will be Acting Chief of Police for the Niagara Regional Police Service, Bill Forty. Acting Chief Forty.
Good evening. Chief Brian McCulloch is dealing with a personal family matter this evening, or this week, and he's not able to be here this evening. I'm here to advise you that the Ontario Special Investigations Unit charged one of our officers, Detective Sergeant Shane Donovan, earlier today. Shane was involved in an incident that has been widely reported in the media on November 29, 2018. Detective Sergeant Shane Donovan has been charged by the Ontario Special Investigations Unit with 3 offenses. Those offenses are attempted murder, aggravated assault, and assault with a weapon. Shane is a 20-year member of the Niagara Regional Police Service who was the officer in charge of the Collision Reconstruction Unit at the time of the incident. As I'm sure the community can understand, this incident and the last few months have been incredibly difficult and trying for the officers involved, for their families, and for our entire service, including sworn and civilian members. I would like to acknowledge and thank the community for their ongoing support. We enjoy, the Niagara Regional Police enjoy a tremendous relationship with the community that we proudly serve. This, and I want to underscore, this isolated incident has been deeply impactful on our members and their immediate and extended families as we work to understand and process exactly what took place that day. As this matter is now before the courts and subject of an independent investigation by the Ontario Provincial Police, we're limited in what we can or should say. So I want to be very cautious, as I do not want to compromise the integrity of either of those very important processes. But I want to again thank the community for the support that you've shown for the Niagara Regional Police Service and all the men and women that proudly wear the uniform. And I would like to acknowledge the men and women that work for the service who have continued to serve this community in a professional capacity with pride and compassion as we work through a very difficult situation.
Can we ask questions?
Yes.
Samantha Craigs from the CBC. Can you tell us what the current status is of the victim's employment? Is he back on patrol?
The member that was involved in this incident that sustained the injuries is still off work. He is recovering and he's on administrative leave.
Just a follow-up question. Can you confirm or say anything about, I understand that the victim in this case has had some disciplinary issues as an officer. Can you speak to that at all?
No, out of respect for the officers that are involved and to honor the integrity of this process, at no time prior to today when the SIU named Shane Donovan have we ever publicly named the involved officers.
What about Detective Sergeant Shane Donovan's past? Has he ever been involved in any disciplinary action within the NRPS?
Detective Sergeant Donovan has 20 years service with the Niagara Regional Police Service, and I'm not aware of any issues with respect to his conduct, but again, I think out of respect for the judicial process and the independent investigation by the Ontario Provincial Police, I would rather, I choose to reserve comments with respect to his previous employment.
Is Detective Sergeant Donovan currently suspended?
Yes, as in keeping with the provisions of the of the provincial legislation, Detective Sergeant Donovan was suspended today by the Niagara Regional Police Service, and he will remain out of the workplace as per the provisions of the Police Services Act.
You said Constable Parker was on administrative leave. Is he expected back at any time? Will he be serving again? Is there a date for his return?
And just for clarification, I never mentioned the name of any person. The victim is not in the workplace.
Okay. Is he expected to return?
I think that we are in early days in this process. For us as a service, the most important thing is that the involved persons heal. We want them to be well, and frankly, we want our entire service to heal and recover. We're very early in the process. As I said, we are still in the investigation stage, and there are court processes and ongoing investigation taking place at this time.
Do you anticipate there will be any Police Services Act charges laid up against either of the officers? Is that investigation ongoing?
I don't think it would be appropriate for me to speculate. In keeping with other investigations, the SIU had conduct of what fell in their mandate, and we are, as a service, not in a position where we know the intimate details of their investigation. And as I referenced earlier, the OPP are conducting an independent, impartial investigation, and we are not privy to the details that they have obtained so far in their investigation.
So the Niagara Regional Police Service's involvement in the investigation is primarily just like giving the SIU whatever they need?
Yes, our role is to cooperate as best we can, but there's a reason that we bring in independent, impartial investigations, and that is so that they can conduct that in a thorough manner and not be tainted by any persons or any particular service, and in this case, the Niagara Regional Police.
Can you tell us if there are any other officers who are suspended as a result of this? I understand there were more than just those two at the scene.
We do not have any other officers that are suspended as a result of this incident. What I can tell you is that it has had a significant impact on our membership, but nobody is suspended.
Is there any way that how have you been assisting your officers? You said this has been traumatic for them, it's been upsetting, so what have you been doing for your members?
What I can tell you is there's no playbook for a situation like this. This morning, no different than in November, police officers get up across the country and they go to work with a view of serving their communities. And their hope is at the end of the day that they go home to their families or to coach hockey or basketball or deal with their family. Nobody prepares for an incident like this. So when something like this happens, we bring in Niagara, we have a member support unit. We have peer counselors that offer support and guidance. And we've tried to create a culture or an environment where the men and women that serve our community can speak with each other or with professionals about how they're feeling and work together to develop a path forward to enhance everybody's wellness. In order for us to properly serve the community, we need to take care of our own people first.
When were you notified about the SIU charges?
The charges were executed today at some point. We were given advance notice that this would take place, but it's within the last 24 hours or so. We certainly did not have an awareness that this would take place. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that will conclude this evening's press conference or statement, so thank you for coming, and take care.